Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 636. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. What is happening? Uncle Rich is in the house. Good morning to you. Dan, what is up? It's a free-for-all Friday. A few different topics to discuss this morning. Victor, good morning. Herman says good morning, Hobby World, and he's drinking an iced caramel coffee. Interesting. George, I'm developing film, so we'll be in and out. John, good afternoon to you. Good morning to those in the States, and good evening to George. Good morning, Hobby Universe, says Jenny. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to it. Friday, 636 episodes in. It's been a week. Of course, it's National Week. My sales for eBay, a little surprising. I'll share those. I've been buried this week because, and this always happens when I buy a Goodwill pallet, my mind just gets in a flurry, and it's chaos. My rec room is just pure chaos, and so that leads to some burnout. But I found a cure. I'll talk about that. What else am I going to talk about? eBay, fatigue, BCW supplies. They have a new product out. I'll show it off. And whatever else we figure out what to talk about. So, what did I do yesterday? Well, what did I do? I shipped and I listed and I listed and I shipped. I did try my pickles. So and I think I shared this. I'm sure I shared this earlier this week. I brewed up some pickles. I was advised to make them outside, and probably a good idea because I used the apple cider vinegar for these pickles, which really stinks up the house. Any pickle recipe I make stinks up the house. So made them outside on the grill, on the burner. These were supposed to be spicy pickles that I'm making for a friend. So I used my own garden jalapenos, obviously my garden cucumbers and the dill. But I grew two types of cucumbers this year. The normal, the normal cucumbers, but also Japanese cucumbers, which are a little sweeter, significantly sweeter than a regular pickle. They have more of a melony taste. So I ended up brewing a batch of jalapeno pickles with the Japanese cucumbers, and they turned out a little sweeter. Actually, if I was going for like a good sweet garlic dill, it kind of hit the spot because the jalapeno really offsets the sweetness a little bit. So it actually kind of tastes really good. But the goal for this batch was a little spice, just a little kick. I was going for a little kick. So I've got to break into another jar, excuse me, of the regular cucumbers and check it out to see how they really rank. So I texted my buddy last night and I'm like, hey, I tried the first jar, but these were a different cucumber. They're not up to par. I'm going to try the other ones, see how they come out. I've got another batch of cucumbers, so probably this weekend I'll make more. We'll see. Am I going to have to make more spicy pickles and adjust my recipe, or am I just going to go straight dill this time? We shall see. We've got Cooter in the house. Tracy's good in the house. Good morning. Cooter says, looking forward to any subject but the national. Talk about fatigue. I'm going to touch on it just real quick. Not much came out. We talked about Beckett yesterday, and I don't think the confusion has been settled on Slabgate, on Beckett Slabgate from the National. What else? No real other news came out that I really paid attention to. I did watch the stream. If you're so inclined, and you should be at about I think 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. The Hobby Hotline crew will be on stage. That is streamed live on the Go GTS channel. So it won't be on Hobby Hotline, but it will be on Go GTS here on YouTube. So check that out. They actually stream all day. If you like to hear breakers scream, let's go every 3 words, you might like the content. Outside of hobby, I don't know what the schedule is today. I watched quite a bit yesterday as I was listing and shipping and listing. And after John Newman Sports Card Nation was on in the morning, and after that it was all breakers, and it was just let's go, and it's like, oh my god. Herman at one point Herman texted me and he goes, man, this is crazy. So I pop it on. I had not been watching because I was tired of hearing let's go, and I tune in and it's just pure chaos. I'm like, what the hell is going on? There's Herman. He says it was mayhem yesterday. And I look in the YouTube chat, and they must get most of their views on like Twitch or some other platform because there wasn't much action in YouTube. And somebody goes, I think there were 2 different comments. If this is the hobby, I'm out. And Herman's like, yeah, somebody busted their head open and in like this melee for free stuff. So, I think it's cool. Like they're giving stuff away. That's cool. But from me at home, like, it's just not content. Like, it's probably not content most people want to watch or consume. Terry's in the house. Good morning. Mike did a video with JT, and they had a dealer tell them something like, I didn't spend $5K to come here for offers. Go somewhere else with that. I've heard mixed reactions. It's kind of strange. What's up, John? Good morning. John's probably cruising on his way to Atlantic City right now. I've heard mixed reactions from folks. The dealers are saying it's they were throwing slabs into the crowd. What the hell? From like the dealers that I've seen post, John just landed inside the convention center. The dealers are saying, oh, this is awesome. This is the most people I've ever seen at the National and blah, blah, blah. And then the customers are saying everything's high priced and it sucks, blah, blah, blah. So, which I think describes every single National. Like, last year everything was overpriced, and probably for good reason, because it was still kind of the craze. It was starting to, wind down by last summer. But everything was overpriced, and I get it. So, who knows? I guess it depends what you're looking for. Regardless, the National's freaking awesome. It doesn't matter. Like, it's awesome if you're there, and it's just another card show if you're not. That's the whole thing. That is the whole thing. George says, my soul is slowly creeping back into my body after my earlier purchase. George bought a Cubs card. Yay, George. Jenny says, I will never believe everything is overpriced when the singles club is in attendance. If you say a lot is overpriced, I'll believe you. And I think that's, we each have, when we're shopping for anything, we all have our niches, whether we're buying slabs or vintage or bargain box stuff. And when people say it's overpriced, it's like, well, I just found this $50 card in a dollar box. And I can do that. You can, not just but anybody, you can find those deals. If you know what you're looking for, you can find them in Rockford, Illinois, in Madison, Wisconsin, in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, in Boise, Idaho. That's the let's say Coeur d'Alene. And I'm going to continue calling it Coeur d'Alene. Somebody told me it's Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene, tomato, potato. You can find those deals anywhere. I mean, you're going to have them all, all in one at the National, but it is what it is. John says the weekend will be like Hunger Games. Dan in the house, what's up? Good morning to you. Supposed to be meeting someone in 50 minutes. I'll post a pic. Awesome. I think I know who that someone might be. So far, rolls and parking are overpriced. Oh, tolls. I'm like, rolls? Breakfast rolls? Cinnamon rolls? The cinnamon rolls in Atlantic City are overpriced. Tolls. Zach and Porter in the house. What is up? Good morning to you. So what else happened yesterday? I did not see Frank. basically yesterday I shipped and I listed. I guess I did a little sorting. My rec room still looks like a freaking disaster. So I went upstairs to get away from it, and I listed some more. I think I only listed about 100 items. I started to do a second file exchange, and then I just got burned out. So I'll continue it this morning. And I'm back on to football. So I listed about 80 football cards, 90 football cards yesterday, and then when I got home last night, I listed I don't know, 10 or 20 baseball cards that I had pulled out of dollar boxes. I was actually surprised when I was doing some comps. Like a lot of the cards I was pulling out of the dollar box that I think in bulk I got a deal 81 cents per card. I thought, okay, I can probably flip this on eBay for 250, and you're thinking, why would you even waste your time? But hey, profit is profit, and I know I can usually flip it pretty fast with the names I was like Jason Dominguez, and the comps are like $5. I'm like, hey, I was happy with that. I thought it was going to be 250. There were a couple others that were, significantly more. I thought, this can sell for $5, and it's maybe a $20 card. So hey, 81 cents to $20, I'll take it. George found a $20 bill all day in nothing more than a penis sleeve in a random box. The bots are going to come out since you typed in penis sleeve. You met up with someone in the hobby, Jenny says. I did. So we'll talk about my cure to hobby fatigue. Terry says, from the vlogs from the National, the venue appears to be quite larger than Rosemont. It is. I can't remember how much bigger it is. I bet John knows if John is still listening. But I think it's like 500,000 square feet. But I think it's a little more because Rosemont is kind of confined, where there's not like they take up from what I've heard, and I've never been to Atlantic City. Anybody that was there at the last National, or if John's still in the chat, confirm or deny. I think there's more room in Atlantic City outside of. There's John. The venue sizes are easily accessed via Wikipedia. Thank you, John. Well, let's see if my Wi-Fi can. The thing about the Wikipedia is I don't know, like the Rosemont, the convention center in Rosemont, and I guess let me just go to Wikipedia and see. Let's just go to Donald Stevens Convention Center because they only use like the main. They don't use all of it, so I don't know if like all of the footprint is on. Let's see. So the center has exhibition space of 840,000 square feet in Rosemont, but that's like all of it. So that's not going to help me. So 840,000 square feet. Let's look up Atlantic City. Compare the entire venue, convention center. But I think so. Atlantic City says 500,000 square feet. So, 500,000 total square feet. So Rosemont is significantly larger, but I think Atlantic City uses all of that 500,000 square feet where Rosemont does not. I don't know. I can't confirm. Bo needs a CAD drawing, damn it, not Wikipedia. Go to the list, sort by exhibition space, not total space. Okay, exhibition space. 500,000 square feet of showroom space in Atlantic City. Donald Stevens Convention Center. The center has exhibition space of 840,000 square feet. So, but I do know Rosemont has various space because you go to the National and there's usually something else going on. So, but I think in Atlantic City, and I'm just randomly talking. I have no idea, but I've never been there. I think Atlantic City has more room for you to like rest, where at Rosemont, like they utilized, if you were there in 2019, they at least had like a big area for like tables and chairs, where it was significantly smaller last year because they used that extra space. They were trying to use every inch of space. So, but again, I cannot, thank you, John. I cannot confirm that. Let's see. DR says, have to open the pantry. We'll catch you on the rest of the way home. Have a great Friday. You too. There's Zach trying to get those bots unleashed. Thank you. So yeah, I shipped and I listed. I listed and I shipped. I ate some pickles. That was my day. It was 4:30. I retired to the patio. TGIF. What's up, Leo? I retired to the patio and I was just sitting there. And what do? I ship and I list all day long. And when I take a break, what do? I get on Twitter and I talk about cards. Like I have no I don't have an off switch. Like I don't have that work home switch where you can just, if you're working a job and going into the office, you can come home and boom, you're home. And if you work from home and you sell cards and that's also what you love, there's really no, and you list cards from your couch. It's hard. It's hard to like find that safe space, that non-work space, which normally 9 times out of 10, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I don't need that on-off switch. But yesterday I did. I was fried. I was just fried. My wife comes home and she's like, what'd you do today? I listed and I shipped and I shipped and I listed. And I'm like, I'm just fried. Like I can't get away from it. Like even when I try to get away from it, I just look at my phone and I consume it and I go to eBay and I send offers and I can't stop. Make it stop. So she goes, go for a bike ride. And what was, I was saying this earlier this week, like I haven't been for a bike ride. I've not been for a bike ride. And why am I not going for a bike ride? That's a great idea. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for a bike ride. And I go on my bike ride and I was still like, just in a weird like headspace, I guess. And I rode into Verona, Wisconsin. And I'm like, I'm going to go to Hop House. I haven't been to Hop House this summer. So I'm going to go have a beer at Hop House. They have a nice outdoor beer patio that is right on Main Street. Verona is like the small town, Mayberry-ish type of town. It's back in the day, like 100 years ago, it was probably several miles from Madison. Now it's all like, now Verona's like part of Madison. It's like Madison's that fog that just consumes the surrounding small villages and towns. So now Verona's like part of the Madison footprint. But it's got like a quaint is a perfect word to use. It's got a quaint downtown, and Hop House is right downtown. It's actually right near the bike path, which score. Although I didn't take the bike path because it's like out of my way to take the bike path. So I went, I had a beer, and I'm just sitting out on the beer patio watching the traffic. I'm like, my buddy Ryan lives here. Like, and so I get home, and here's the funny. So at the end, so Ryan comes, we have a beer, 2 beers, and he's like, yeah, if you're ever back, let me know. And so I told my wife, I'm like, yeah, he's like, if you're ever in the area, let me know. And she's like, we live like 5 minutes away. We're always in the area. And it's those things that it's like, oh yeah, you're right. So anyway, so I text Ryan. I'm like, hey man, I'm at Hop House. If you're in the area, he's like, actually, yes, I am. And I'm over on that side of town. I'll pop over. So, and guess what we did? We talked about cards, but it's okay because we didn't just solely talk about cards. We did talk about cards because we're both passionate, even though I took this bike ride because I'm burned out about cards for the day. I'm fresh now. I'm ready to talk cards again. But I needed that, escape. I think I just needed to get out of the house. That was the thing. It wasn't, I don't think it's the cards that are causing the fatigue. It's the constant homebound. It's the constant being surrounded by my cards in my house. And I think that's where the, I'm a people person for the most part. Sometimes it's like, just leave me alone today. But for the most part, when it's day after day after day, it's been, I guess I was around some people on Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's like, I need to get out. And ironically, when I was at the birthday party on Sunday, we were talking about, we need to get the band back together and do some trivia. And I told the guys, I'm like, Tuesday doesn't work. I was on Hobby Hotline this past Tuesday. I'm like, I can't Tuesday night, but I think there's trivia on Thursday. And unbeknownst to me, there was actually trivia at Hop House where I was at last night. It's like, I probably should have looked into this and reached out to the trivia team and been like, hey, let's do trivia at Hop House on Thursday. So next week, so that's my goal over the next couple days, is get the trivia team assembled. Hey, next Thursday, Hop House, trivia night. That way I'm not burned out and I have something to look forward to, because I don't have any plans this weekend, which is actually kind of a good thing, because I've got a really, I've got a slammed up. My buddy, Scott, who I always crash at Club 400, texted me yesterday and he's like, hey, are we still on for the Cubs game next Friday? And I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that. Yes, we are. So then I run to StubHub to get tickets. And then the next day is the Rockford Card Show. So fortunately it's a day game, so I'll just have to start drinking water so I'm not hungover on Saturday for the Rockford Card Show. And then the following weekend is a Club 400 event in Wrigleyville. So the whole weekend, I'm going to be in Chicago. And then the following weekend, August 27th, is the Madison Card Show at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. So come on out. Already up to 5 first-time dealers for this next August show. So I'm excited for that. Some new stuff. And then, let's see. And then it's Labor Day weekend, and I have a show in Janesville on Sunday, September 4th. So I was telling Dollar Box yesterday, I'm like, I'm still 50-50 on Green Bay. I've got such a busy August that I don't know. We'll see. It might be a game time decision. Let's see. So I'm going to go back into the chat. Where are we at? Let's see. Zach and Porter says, that was a Porter, but thanks for assuming. Let's see. Rich says, and that is why with certain limited people don't do a lot of hobby content. Mark Hoyle, what is up? Good morning to you. Rich says that's why it's either old radio air checks or political talk. I stay away from listening to any political content. But I do mix it up. So I do, talking about what I consume during the day. It's actually when I was, I think it was John's Sports Card Nation, that, some of the hobby content actually helps me when I ship and list. And it's the other content where, it takes my mind off cards, but I don't feel as productive because I feel like I'm paying closer attention to the wrestling event, or I enjoy true crime documentaries and podcasts. So, that's kind of my escape during the day for content that I consume. But sometimes I feel less productive. John says, how long does it take to make a pickle? Well, it depends. So, there's various recipes you can use. The recipes I typically use, I'll take my cucumbers and usually dill, garlic. Sometimes I use a pickling spice. What else is thrown in there? Jalapenos if I'm making the spicy pickles. So I'll make the brine which is just, if it's just a regular dill pickle, it's just salt, vinegar, and water. Boil that up, and then everything else goes in the jars with the pickle, and I can either slice them in spears, or if they're small enough, I like whole pickles better than slices in spears. Sometimes I slice them. I don't make as many. Most people like spears as pickles. So I'll do that. So it takes, whatever it takes to, most it's prep that takes the longest to actually make, basically you're just boiling the vinegar and water. And then once it hits the boiling point, you pour it into the jars, and then I put them in the fridge in usually a week. They're pickled in a week. But there's some like, I think it was, when did I make these? Sunday. So I tried a jar, and I think they were good enough to eat yesterday. So, the process in itself, depends on, what all ingredients are going into it. But I can probably hammer out 5 quarts with prep and everything in an hour to an hour and a half. And then it's just putting them in the fridge. Rich says you are the exception to the rule. Get a bunch of people together on the sandlot and figure out how long it takes them to do a pickle. Jenny says, I challenge you to this weekend. Make yourself a set schedule for next week. Give it a try for 1 week. Have your set office hours Monday through Friday, and you can't do anything work outside of those hours. Easier said than done. I will not be able to do. I can tell you, if I write it down and it won't happen, because what I'll do is I don't have a hobby outside of the hobby. That's my issue. Well, I guess I make pickles and ride a bike. So that's the difficult for me. John says set boundaries. It's hard for me to set those boundaries when it comes to, because I love cards. Until they give me fatigue. But it's really hard. Like, for example, yesterday, my wife, go take a bike ride. I take a bike ride. I go, and guess what I do? I drink beer and I talk cards. And then I come home. Guess what I do? I lay on the couch and I list 25 cards on eBay. I can't help it. I can set boundaries. I can make a list, and it's very hard for me because I love what I do. Like, I truly do, until I get burned out. And sometimes it just takes a bike ride and a beer to set myself straight again. So we'll see. John makes a good point. Don't list upstairs. Make your office, rest of your house for living. I think that's a good point because I really don't have, that's a really good point, because I have my office, which is upstairs. And then I have here, this room. This is basically my shipping room, my shipping and card room. But then my rec room, because I've run out of space in here. My rec room floor is a mess. And so that is like no longer livable space for the moment until I get it cleaned up this weekend. But what I need to do is stop listing from the couch upstairs. And that's going to be hard for me, because that's just, it is kind of like relaxing though, because I can't watch TV. I have like ADD. I can't just watch TV. And this isn't something that's come about in the iPhone era, smartphone era. Like, I've never been able to watch TV and concentrate on a show. Like, going back to when I was a kid, I would always read Sports Illustrated, or I would like write stuff and just random stuff, sort cards when I was a kid. Like, I never concentrated on a TV show. I always had something else going on. So that's difficult for me to watch shows. And especially now, it's probably even worse now that we have phones attached. And I think that's another thing. I think I'm burned out from my phone. I think I need to just, right now, and for an hour while I'm talking, my phone's in my pocket. But then I go upstairs, I get my second cup of coffee, and I go outside, sit on the patio, and look at my phone. I need to just, I do. I think Jenny and John bring up great points. I think I just need to be more disciplined. And, I don't think a list will help me, but I do think if I set boundaries, like John says, set boundaries, and okay, I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm going to go lock my phone away or put my phone over in the other room. And at 11 o'clock, I'll go find my phone and answer texts, tweets, messages, etc. So I think that's a good point. So you guys are helping. You guys are helping. And I think I'll use Jenny's, maybe on my whiteboard. I can erase my Wander Franco prices I still have on my whiteboard. I don't think I'm going to be using those. And I'll just write that down just as a reminder, because every time I look up, instead of seeing that on April 9th, the Wander Franco rookie sold for $14.75, I'll see, stop looking at your damn phone. So thank you. Let's see. So that's all good advice. Now I need to heed it. And I'm saying it, I'm dismissing it like, nope, I can't do that. I think it's just in my nature that I choose not to, but I will make a concerted effort. Put the damn phone away. Let's see. Jenny says you need to get out of the house for an hour every day, because before you know it, it will be negative temps and stuck in the house. Get out now. Get out. You're exactly right. You are exactly right. And now that I can't water my, I can water my grass. I've been advised not to water the grass with the water bill that came this week. It's like that was my escape for a while. Like, I'll go out and move the sprinklers around. Jenny says a lot of retired people do part-time jobs for that reason. Some just do school lunchroom supervisor to just stand and talk to others for an hour or two per day. Cliff says live stream trivia night. Where are we at? Victor, the rookie card specialist in the house. When I hear you speak of how you're feeling, I'm thinking you really needed to come to the National just to hang out, breathe, and hang out with like-minded nerds, right? Jenny says, I thought Rockford was August 13th. That's 2 weeks from now. Yes. Yep. So it's next Friday. Wait, no. Oh, okay. I think that makes things better on my schedule then. Yeah, today's Friday. Thank you, Jen. Yes. So I'm going to the Cubs game on August 5th. So that is not the day before Rockford. Rockford card show is August 13th. Thank you. So okay, that makes life a little easier. I don't have to worry about waking up at 6 a.m. after a day at Wrigley and standing in a gym all day selling cards. Okay, that works. Hey, that's good. I like that. But that also makes every single weekend in August. So so I'll be at Wrigley on August 5th. Rockford card show August 13th. Chicago on the 20th and 21st and into the 22nd. And then Madison card show on August 27th. And then Janesville, September 4th. So thank you, Jenny. Iowa Cubs playing St. Paul Saints tonight. Oh, very nice. I have still never been to an Iowa Cubs game. It was something like I've been talking about wanting to go since high school. So for over 20 years, probably since I got my driver's license or shortly thereafter, I've talked about, we've me and some friends always talked about going to an Iowa Cubs game, and we never did. But Des Moines is far. Des Moines like way out there. And then when I moved to Madison, it's like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm not working, every weekend doing broadcasting. Let's go to the Iowa Cubs game. And then it's like the schedule never worked, weekends didn't work, and then here we are. And now it's like I just kind of don't. It's like, do I want to go? Kind of. Like it's just not. It's not as. It's not something I want to do anymore. And that, that especially over 25 years, we have things that we no longer are interested in doing. Mark is heading out to meet Dan for breakfast. There it is, folks. That's what Dan is gonna show off a picture. Dan and Mark gonna meet up. Very cool. George says, been listening as I get my film started drying. Apologies if any of my tweets yesterday, today interfered with you turning it off, so to speak. I get it though. No, but that's not at all. Not at all. Because like I choose to like have my phone constantly in my hand, and like if I see something pop up, I'm just going to automatically go to it. But it's not like, it's my decision to like do that. It's, if somebody calls me, texts me, tweets me, Facebooks me, emails me, it's my choice to, look and respond. So not at all. But I need to do better at like, okay, time to, when my phone goes dead, like when my phone starts at like 3 p.m., it's like, okay, it's probably too much my phone's getting too much action. Time to like set it aside and what's it called? I can't remember. I don't know what that word is. Jenny says you can do cards outside your office hours, but you can't do work. Go take account of your Million Cubs project or something PC related. That's a good point. Like I still have 30,000 Cubs cards to count. Like I'm not going to, well, a lot of them are in boxes that I do need to count. John says couch people are set in their ways. I'm a couch person. I'm a couch people. I'm set in my ways. But Jenny breaks up a great point about, like the Cubs, and it's like, man, I should set aside an hour once I get this Goodwill palette, cleaned up, so I have space to like sort. Take an hour, and because it's like, man, I would like to load up some cards on trading card database. However, the issue I run into is the organization aspect. Like I would like to list cards, and I have listed cards in trading card database. Now I have no idea where those cards are at. So, it's like, I think I just need to start from scratch on trading card database. And first figure out like, okay, I need to mark these boxes accordingly. This is already marked, right on the lid. TCDB, check. So maybe I think that's a good idea. Jenny, great idea. Start for the day. Set aside an hour each day. Maybe at the end of the day, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock is my Cubs time. 4 to 5, because it's before dinner. It's the end of the workday. It's a good like, because that's kind of when my fatigue starts setting. If I catch the fatigue, like sometimes, like this week, Monday through Wednesday, I was like on point all day, like 6:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. I was just going. And I was listing and shipping and sorting and listing and shipping and sorting and listing and shipping and sorting from 6:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. With some random breaks here and there, but I was just go. And I think that caught up to me on Thursday afternoon, where it's like, Jesus, I am freaking burned out. I am tired, because I was like doing it. I was doing it. I was overloading myself Monday through Wednesday. But I think that's a great point. 4 to 5. And I think going with the, I think I probably, Jenny, I do need to write this stuff down so I can, it's a constant reminder on a daily basis. Okay, I'm going to do this. Because right now I don't, I'll end this stream. I'll go upstairs. I'll get a cup of coffee. Basically, I kind of unwind on the patio, and have my second cup of coffee. I come in, and usually I come back down, and for a couple hours I'm shipping. And then I go upstairs. I get tired of shipping. I go and I list. And I think I need to be a little more constructed with, okay, this is my set listing time. This is my set shipping time. A little more structured. And I think writing that down will help. And then at the end of the day, it's 4 o'clock. Time to unwind. 4 to 5. I'm, getting my Cubs sorted, loading them on trading card database or whatever it is. But it's because I have basically ignored I have ignored my Cubs. I have Cubs mail from a month ago that I haven't even opened, because I get it and I set it down, and it's like, I'll find some time to sort my Cubs. So that's a great idea. Zach says, this is a great honest chat. I found that since P and I started collecting that I'd much rather veg with cards, Porter and card content than physically see local friends. And that's, I think that's kind of where I think COVID really changed us in a macro sense in how we behave socially. And, my wife and I used to go out to dinner once a week, sometimes twice a week. We'd go out with friends. Now we still eat out once a week, but it's carry out. Like, we rarely go meet up with friends for dinner. It's carry out. It's a lot of things. And I think part of that, and now that I'm selling, now that I'm in business for myself, and, I don't have that that paycheck, that constant paycheck to lean on every 2 weeks. That security blanket, so to say. It's and my wife is self-employed as a realtor. So it's like we're kind of just go. And it's like if we don't go, there's no money coming in because we don't have that constant paycheck coming in. And it's just, it's even though we're doing fine, there's always that. But if I don't work today, I'm not going to make money. And that's like the fear that's just instilled in us, just human nature. Cooter says, Bo says he has ADD. Nah, never would have guessed it with the focus you maintain on. Squirrel. Right? Let's see. Where are we at? Zach and Porter says, I used to go to a cigar bar as my one getaway, and now I don't do that. Part of it is I get great social interaction and friendship from hobby people. Although virtual, I get the fulfillment from it. I think that's probably in a similar sense. And that's why I started this Hobby Evolution 636 episodes ago. I was working from home. And it's like most of my work was done via email. A few phone calls here and there, but it's like I just need to talk and not work related. I needed that break from work. Let's do 15 to 30 minutes here on YouTube. And that was kind of my getaway. And here we go. Here we are. John says, I applaud you for having three-dimensional friends. Zach, 608, what's up? You should pick up golf. Tons of great places around you to play. I'm just not a golf person. I just can't get into it. And I've tried many times. I think the main issue I have with golf is, well, I suck at it. But I could probably suck less if I actually went out and practiced and worked on it. But I'm impatient. And all of my friends that golf, after they golf, it's like, hey, how'd you do? And they're like, oh, freaking terrible. Wind. I couldn't hit a shot. And it's like, they're like pissed off. It's like, I don't, and I know that would be me because I would get, first of all, I'm very impatient. And second of all, I don't like to suck at something, and I suck at golf. So it's like, screw it. I'm not playing. Zach and Porter says, from the friendships here, that is need to leave the house to get. Jenny says, you can still move your sprinkler around, just can't turn it on. John says, get a side gig working in a card shop to take your mind off your full-time job, right? Similar to Bo, I've told my wife that when I hit a rut, I need to put more effort into going back to doing some of my old activities. I still do the gym rail, but ignore everyone there. Bearded Bookworm in the house. What is up? Good morning. Let's see. George says, decompress. Johnny Boy Cards in the house. Good morning to you. There's Jenny's eBay store link. John visited that eBay store. TCDB, I've been making a few trades lately. Zach and Porter said we took a month off TCDB with family trips and just completed a few trades this past week. Missed it. Trade days are the best. Let's see, where are we at? Victor in the house. What is up, Victor? I'm still trying to understand the whole flow with TCDB. Let's see. Low Roller Scratcher in the house. Reminder, don't forget to play the Mega Millions ticket tonight. $1.1 billion. I will save it all for you. You can have all the Mega Millions tickets you want. I still will not buy any. MSW in the house. What is up? It definitely made me a lot more awkward socially. First time going to card shows after the pandemic. It was hard to talk to people, still is sometimes. I heard more than 50% of people still not back to normal. I don't like the term normal because it's not really, nobody's normal. I think it's not the same. It's certainly not the same, but I don't think it ever will be. Like, I don't think we'll ever truly go back to a pre-pandemic living. It's just, we have to accept what it is moving forward. Low Roller Scratcher wants me to play the Mega Millions, and I will continue to decline. I am not playing the lottery. Let's see. Zach and Porter says, you need LRS to run your schedule. Your daily tasks would be done by 10 a.m. Disc golf. That's something I've never really tried, I don't think. I've played golf on and off for years, and I suck but love it. The bad days just get you get more drunk, which is a great release. Bitcoin back to 24K. 1 million Cub golf tournament. Meet at John Nolan Drive. Is there? Let's see. I don't think there's a golf course next to John Nolan Drive. Let's see. George says, with that said, I do have a good round from time to time. 73 is my lowest round ever, which was 1 over par. That sounds really good. Jenny says, it's a new normal. It's actually good for society because we all ran more than needed. We now spend more quality family time, more than needed doing that running. So I talked about hobby fatigue. eBay. So the national going on, we touched on the national. I talked about my pickles. My eBay sales are actually, which is probably makes me feel better after talking about how much I worked Monday through Wednesday, causing my burnout yesterday. My sales are up. My best, so Sunday through Thursday of this week are my best sales from a Sunday through Thursday in 3 weeks. Much better than about 25% higher than last week. So no impact from national. People are still buying cards. So my eBay sales are up. Now my July though, let's see where I'm at for July. I'm actually pacing right about even with June. And I thought my June was disappointing. So I am disappointed with my total July sales. I'm basically right at even from basically the last 31 days are even. So I guess there's a little bit of June in there, but so it's probably going to come out about even. My impressions are still way up 38% over the last 30 days. My page views are up 23%. So views are up, impressions are up, which lead to more views, which should lead to more sales, but that hasn't been the case. My sales are about even. So just got to keep the grind going. The one other thing I wanted to touch on, I think I touched on everything so far. BCW Supplies has a new product coming out. Now, ironically, this is really weird. This is kind of creepy. So my wife and I we were actually watching some like remodeling shows on HGTV last night, or Netflix. I don't know what it was on, but getting ideas. And last week, Jamie in the house, Jamie Croft, good morning. So last week we were talking about I was talking about the cart. So basically the new house, my office will overlook the backyard, but then it will be back to back with the basically shipping room, card room, basically this room. But I plan on doing the videos from my office, and it's like I want to have, like, on the back wall, I want to have like cards, kind of like what Dr. Jim Beckett has. He has the shelf behind him of cards. And initially I thought, well, I'll put my ball wall back there, but it's like, I want to have cards. I want to have cards displayed because I do want to display like my better Cubs cards. And it's like, do we do custom shelving? do I just do floating shell? I don't know what to do. And I don't want to do like the Michaels has the frames, and I don't like those because I do have like some like most of the cards that I want displayed are slabbed because they're like pre-war. So they're not going to fit in those units. And I guess what I'm about to show is similar but not. But for raw cards, it's kind of cool. So my wife and I are talking about this like Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. All of a sudden, like the next day, I get a shipping notification from BCW. And I'm like, I didn't order anything. And then I thought, well, maybe my last order, because I just placed an order, a big order for card savers and monster boxes about a month ago. Maybe not everything, I guess I should check. Did everything get shipped? Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything got shipped. I'm like, what in the hell did I order? And then right after the shipping notification came, I get an invoice, and I'm like, well, I didn't order anything. But fortunately, the invoice was $0, so it was shipped to me at no charge. And the title was Interlocking Card Frames. I'm like, well, this is bizarre because I was just talking about this yesterday about some type of frame for cards. So I checked the website, and this is what they are. So they were interlocking card frames, and you get six card frames per box. And I don't know what the retail price is on these, maybe $50. I don't know. And they also include the BCW top loaders. I did learn quickly because I just took a random card and it didn't fit. Because some of the top loaders are different sizes, but it fits the BCW top loaders. So I'm going to do a review on these. This will be like a tease review because I haven't actually put these into practice fully. But I do have a couple like negatives about these. I think they're really cool. So here's my Ernie Banks rookie card. It's raw. Although I will be subbing it to SGC soon. So my first issue is it doesn't show it doesn't show the entire card. Like it doesn't showcase the entire card. It's most of the card, but it cuts off like just a little bit, just a couple inches. So I wish it like showcased the card because it's shit. It's fault, not the card frame's fault. Let's see. There we go. I had the backer in backwards. So that's my one issue with the actual frame itself is it makes the card look trimmed. So Card Collecting Addict asks if I need a borderless frame. I really don't know what I want. I really don't know what I want. I think these are cool, and I will definitely put these into use. But that's my first issue. That's issue. So, and this is the back, but it's in like crooked. So it's got like a backing, so it's not gonna fall if you put it in right, like I did not. Now, the first thing I noticed when I flipped them over was screws. I hate screws because I'm not handy. So I have like one flathead screwdriver and one Phillips screwdriver in like the entire house, and it's always upstairs. So when I get I haven't listed my Jerry Rice rookie card because it's in a screw down, and it's like, I got to go upstairs and get the screwdriver. First world problems, right? So I saw the screws and I'm like, I have to actually work to put these together. So I have not actually put these. So basically these, so they come individually like so. And then, you put them together, you have to screw and unscrew. And then, they basically make a 6-card frame. And they actually sent me 2 of these boxes. So thank you, BCW. I have a wholesale account with them, and I think George mentioned it in the chat. They seem like good people. They're awesome. I love their products. They have great products. They have great customer service, and they have great prices. And they sent me some free frames, so thank you. Cooter says BCW is buying the transcript from the conversations picked up by Zuckerberg from your phone. That's what it felt like. It's like either Facebook or Alexa is listening. Like, hey, Bo was talking about needing frames. We've got this new product. Fall Creek Collectibles in the house. Good morning to you. Card Collecting Addict said everyone is always listening. George says you got a flathead screwdriver. I got a butter knife. Zach and Porter says, I think we can now officially say that Bo is an influencer. Congrats, my friend. Oh, thank you. Bearded Bookworm says the black part of the frame seems too big for me. I like it. I actually like the thickness of how big the frame is, but not in comparison to the card. So I guess I do agree with you. I just wish there was just a larger, because I do like it's really sharp, but then it's like, well, it looks like my card is trimmed. So I don't like that part. So that's my issue. So I'll do a full-on review on these because I have not, like I said, I have not put them together. I've got to go find my screwdriver, which knocks a point down in my book. So I'm still deciding what, exactly I want to do behind me in the next card room, next office. Let's see. Bo has an audience, so BCW sent him free product. Cooter says, I'm going to build a custom frame for a 50 card vintage set I just bought. My woodworking shop has been lonely with my focus on cards lately. Very nice. Jenny says, soon Bo will be playing in the Celebrity All-Star game as a YouTube influencer. If we put our mailing address in our chat. So, Bo and JoJo. So that's what I had for today. Free for all Friday. Baseball card curmudgeon, what is up? Good morning to you. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. It's Friday. Don't forget, we're 1 hour away from Hobby Hotline being on the main stage at the National. You can tune into that here on YouTube on the Go GTS channel. So check that out. I will be tuned in. I think there's going to be a whole dozen, right at a dozen. John's going to be on there, who was in this chat earlier. Victor's going to be on stage, I believe. John Newman, Texas Card Dude, Dr. Beckett, Chris, Stale Gum. Who am I missing? Ryan Nolan. I think Sam's going to be there. So a whole slew of, actually, no, I don't know if she's there. But a whole a dozen. What else is going on? It's Friday. I may go to Walmart today and see what they have in stock for retail. I may. Oh, speaking of other content, I put my video. I finally did the video for the vintage football cards. It was basically a whole large Ziploc bag of 60s football, just absolute beaters. Most of which will find their way into my 25-cent boxes. For my next card show, which is August 13th in Rockford. Let's see. And I think my next video, I might break this today. This is my Series 2 blaster box that my lovely wife got me for our anniversary last week. So I'll be ripping this. I have not opened any. Series 2. I did a break with Herman on Monday night, but I have not opened any packs on my own. So I may just hammer that out today. And also I think I need to find some more hobby stuff that brings me joy, like just to take a break. Even, I think even, going back to what I talked about earlier, just like the burnout, the fatigue, maybe just I have a whole like treasure chest of non-sports packs, American Gladiators, Alf, The Simpsons, Battlestar Galactica. Never watched it, but I have the cards. And just do another nostalgia break. I haven't done nostalgia breaks in a long time, so maybe do some non-sports nostalgia breaks. Put out some more YouTube videos. Tracy says, Hobby Evolution and Hobby Hotline in the same morning. How am I supposed to get any work done? You get about an hour break. So get some work done, and then in 57 minutes, back to Hobby Hotline. Card Collecting Addict, did you say Go GTS? That's the channel. Yeah, so they are streaming all of the main stage content at the National. I watched until I got tired of. There was a lot of breakers on yesterday, so I'm hoping. I haven't seen today's schedule, but the breaking content just doesn't interest me whatsoever. A lot of let's goes, and it's not my thing. I know it's a thing for people, and that's cool. It's not my thing, so it turned me off. But I'll tune into Hobby Hotline and any other like interview style shows or Q&As. Those will be interesting. Yes. So let me go away from the Donald Stevens Convention Center YouTube page or Wikipedia page. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Let's see, where are we at? Go GTS. Let's see. Copy link. And here we go. There you go. So there it is. So and they're probably, are they streaming anything right now? Let's see. Go GTS 15 hours ago. So it doesn't look like they have started yet. So I'm not sure what time it all begins, but 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central is when Hobby Hotline is going to go on. So that's the link. And they'll have content like all day long from the main stage at the National. So I'm not sure what their schedule is today, and I don't even know is let's see. It doesn't look like they have anything set up for today yet. That's yesterday's content. And actually, if you go back to yesterday's, it may have like Friday's schedule on there. I'm not sure. So I think that's about all I had for today. Let's see. LOL, thank you. Need to go cut up a couple of trees in between. Have a great weekend. You too. Jenny says, Bo, can you post the link? There it is. LFG, just kidding. It gets old. John Evans, have a great day. I'm going to go get another cup of coffee. Don't forget, the link is in the chat. Go GTS for national content throughout the day. Hobby Hotline, our friends. And my fellow panelists will be on the stage in less than an hour. So have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I will be live tomorrow morning, probably in the 8 to 9 a.m. time range. Weekends are always kind of all over the place. I don't have a set weekend time because sometimes I like to sleep in. So I will be live, though, at some point tomorrow morning. I will be live tomorrow and Sunday. So tune in. Maybe I'll do that Series 2 break at some point this morning and post that. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. And we'll talk again tomorrow.